my bad luck, some of one my rejected myself also because it is a TCS. After getting the job also entry into the company, they will get me and
No
get me
problem.
out. So
Yeah, no problem. So just you,
yeah,
give the questions, huh? Just I put the
yeah.
name.
Also give the questions. What is the rise if something is a question?
Okay.
What is the use of rise if?
Okay, definitely. I'll explain you about the RICEPs, what all the information you should know.
And what is the project? What is the real-time project process, and where to FICO consultant involved, and what is the roles and responsibilities of the FICO consultant? I need to know all this information.
Sure, definitely. I will update you. So because the demonstration
And
is
one
for
more
the
thing,
projects, yes.
and one more thing, I want to know what is how can I communicate? Means what is what is about me? How do I communicate with the
Yes,
interviewer?
yeah, definitely. I'll update you. Maybe
Yeah.
the sessions, it will be helpful for you. We are going to discuss about the project and how you are to update your profile, and how the
Okay.
during the interview how to perform. So everything, we will update. Please wait. So during the session, you'll come to know that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Gautam, could you just update quickly? Gautam. Hemanshu, could you update quickly? Hemanshu.
Yeah, this is Imanshu Pramathu Nariwala. I am a end user experience into SAP O2C,
Okay.
and I want a consultant job as a fresher in SAP SD module.
You completed your training, complete configurations
Yes,
and
yes.
all, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I completed
Okay.
everything.
How many years you are
Yeah.
into that domain?
I am 1 year, 1 year
You are 1
experience
year
into
experience.
that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
fine, good. Okay. Anyway, so
Yeah.
you continue the demonstration. So definitely it will be helpful for you, right? And
Okay.
just and update your contact details also, name, your modules.
Yeah, I
and
updated.
also.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Akhtar.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Hi, Akhtar. Could you just update?
Sir, it's Hayat. I'm using different account, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Hayat. I'm from MM background.
Great.
So yes, that's a short introduction, and I'm typing my questions.
Yeah. Please text your questions. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Karishma, could you just update quickly? Karishma, okay. Lakshmi Narayanan. Lakshmi Narayanan, could you just update about yourself? If not, you can text your questionnaires also, your details and text questionnaires also. Shyam,
Sure, I will update you.
yeah, please. Okay. Shyam, could you update? Muhunt, could you update? Muhunt Thakur.
Hello.
Yes, Muhunt.
Hello, sir. Currently, I am working in Tally. Okay. Today I went to the interview. One interview I went to the. There is working in QuickBooks.
Okay.
And currently I'm learning SAP FIC with HANA.
Okay, fine.
My question is that can I continue with Tally or will switch to Tally and go to QuickBooks?
Okay. See, I will answer you for these questions. And maybe one line I can say, no need to switch actually until you get the job. You can apply. So only thing is you have to showcase your profile as experienced, and you should have that exposure also. Either you have to capable to handle the project also. So for that, that is what we need. And definitely that wherever the job you are getting, like a Chennai or Bangalore or Pune, so definitely these are all the locations that are more openings. So once you got the job, then you can switch over. So no need to move now. Okay, we'll discuss during the end of the demonstration. We'll discuss. Okay, fine. Okay, so then Biswal, could you update quickly? Biswal. Okay, Praveen. Hi, Praveen. Purushottam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just quickly update yourself.
My name is Purushottam Kumar. I am from ST module background.
Okay.
I am fresher.
Okay. You are into SAP, or you are, you are end user, or you are a consultant. What is your role?
As a consultant.
You are a consultant. Okay. Good. So you are looking implementation projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
Great.
a fresher, I am.
Okay. Fine. So I think Raja is updated. Okay. Ranjit. Hi, Ranjit.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah. Good evening.
I'm a SAP PM consultant working with Tech Mahindra.
Okay.
I just want to explore what are the out-of-the-box scenarios because I know the PM module. I migrated from core industry in pharma to SAP PM, and I have completed 2 projects. Both are from realization phase. I started.
Okay.
Go live, everything.
Okay. You have
I just want to explore more things. Yeah.
Okay. You have any experience
because
about business?
SAP inspired me to kindle the talent.
Okay, good.
Previously, I was very idle, so I kindled the talent. Based on that, I learned SAP and I got a job. Now everything is fine.
Okay.
But the learning practice, I want to unable to control that urge. I want to learn more and more things. That is the reason I have joined.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. So you either you can upgrade in PM, or you can upgrade with other module also. Or plus you can either implementation point of view, we have the we start with the complete end to end, like so start with your scope, then start with your business blueprint, business flow diagram, demonstration. So there are so many deliverables are there. So maybe it's an opportunity where the complete end to end implementation project get the exposure. Yeah. Thank you.
Moreover, my answers can helpful for everyone. Guys, don't hesitate. See, once you join the company, whatever the roles you will play is very little. So whatever, first grab the opportunity to get into a job, because learning is a long way process. We have to learn endless. So first grab the opportunity. Don't hesitate. So once you get into the job, whatever your roles and things will be very minimal level. They won't pressurize you much. You can learn. So just proceed for your action.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Ranjit. Yeah. So next, Rohit, could you just quickly update? We have very limited time. Rohit, Sankamesh, Saurabh, quickly.
Hey, Dhanush.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Nachiketa, I was facing some technical issues, so I couldn't able to update.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know, I have 10 years of experience in SAP FICO.
Okay.
Currently working with IBM, and I just got to know this message. So it's an implementation project. I'm looking some freelancing kind of things, like some freelancing projects. Apart from that, if any additional skills is there, then it would be to me.
Okay. Just to text just text your information. I think Shrikant is there, so he will update you.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. So next, Sankamesh, Saurabh, quickly. Okay, so Sumit Kumar, could you just update? So let's go with demo session. Yeah. Okay, so I will just give introduction about myself. Yes, so let me share the screen. So
hello, myself Sumit Kumar.
Yes.
I've been from the sales background, and I'm looking for some kind of freelancing projects in SAP SD.
Okay, SD. Okay, I think you just give the information. So Shrikant, you can get his number. Maybe any project requirements you can assign. Yeah. Yeah, Shrikant, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so actually this demo session, why I'm just going a little fast, we need to complete, the complete demo session. So I'm going to explain about one project. Okay, so before that, I'll explain about myself, Dhanush. I have more than 15 years experience into SAP. I have worked various industries, various projects, right, and various countries, and even S4 HANA experience, like more than 5 projects in SAP S4 HANA now. So now every company, they are into looking for S4 HANA. So that is major openings, right? So nowadays maybe very limited companies, they have the supports, but still they are going to migrate into SAP S4 HANA, right? Okay. So now there is a plenty of opportunities in, see, if you are looking any openings, right, in yes, so if you are looking any opportunities for foreign countries, so definitely we need minimum 3 to 5 years experience, right? So then definitely the rest people can mute, huh? Others can mute, please. Raj, could you mute? Okay, fine. Yeah, okay. So now, why this project actually, right? So we are going to giving the, the implementation project. Why this project is required for, in your career, right? So I can give you a small example. I can say the real time what is happen actually. There is a, I can say there is my colleague, or I can say about me. So when I was started my career in 2006, so I was started as a fresher in one of the company. Okay, so then what happened, the company was 3 years I was working in the company. Yes, we learned more thing, but simultaneously one of other friend, he, joined for the project in one company, same like implementation project training. Just not even, less than 2 months he is learned about the project and everything. So immediately he updated and he joined for the different company. It's a very good company. And the only difference is after 3 years my salary is, let's, I can say that during the time it was near less than 20,000 after 3 years, right? And my friend, he is immediately switch over every, I think he's changed into two company, and his salary was very good. I can say more than 50,000, 60,000. It is 2000, 7 8 like that. So why I'm telling you, so this information here is, if you want to start your career as a fresher and join with one company, definitely your salary package will be like this, right? Even though you have a 10 years experience with, different technology, and SAP you are new and you want to start a career, definitely they will give you like this. Okay, so maximum maybe they will give you 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 in Indian salary. I'm talking. Maybe in foreign it will be different. Okay, but so why this implementation project, training is more important, right? So there are plenty of job opportunity. They are expecting person who already have the implementation project exposure, so they can able to debitate to the customer location, that we can say on site, right? So there are so many requirement is coming. So out of, I can say, out of 100 job opportunity, 90 job opportunity you have, they will be asking, do you have any end-to-end implementation project experience? So do you have any kind of support project exposure, right? So nobody will be asking, okay, you are a fresher, okay, thank you, I will call you back. So they will finish the call. But so if you update your profile as a experience, like, you have a one end-to-end implementation project experience, and you have a support project experience, so if you update it to your CV, so there are in market, there are so much demand, so many people will call you. I can say, you'll get multiple offer also. If there is a peak time, definitely I can say my previous batch students, he have a 4 5 opportunity. He is a fresher, he is updated as experience, and it's now starting salary near 9 to 10 lakhs. The first, I got after 5 6 years, right? So the first company he got, less than, I mean, within 10 lakhs package in India. So I am telling you, because of this implementation project experience, right? So because of the implementation project experience, the person will put lot of efforts. Okay, so he will work from morning till 9 p.m. He'll be working continuously. He'll be asking so many doubts, clarification, real time oriented. So he updated, and he's in a very good, position, very good company, very good package. Okay, so now what is the gap? So everyone I can understand. So I can see some of them, they are new to SAP, they want to learn, then they want to get into SAP. So that is one type of people we have. So definitely will help you. So what is required initially, if any training or something, definitely will assist you. And second category, I can say more than 70 80% of people who are joined the demonstration, you need a project, right? See, whether you are joining or not joining, that is secondary. But if you, this is, I can say, this is one of the investment, right? So definitely we are investing for our education, we are investing for our master degree, right? So then we are investing for some courses also. Now, even though we are into graduation, even though you are working in a domain, 5 years experience, 4 years experience, but now definitely we need to invest for your SAP career also, right? So how you can able to update your profile as a experienced, as a implementation project experience, right? So nobody company, any other company, if you pay, nobody will going to assist you. Even if you go for IBM, sir, I will pay you for 50,000, or I will pay you for 1 lakh, could you please update my profile as a, experience? Definitely no, nobody is going to do that. So So what we are going to do here is definitely, yes, we are also charging. Yes, I have more than 15 years experience. I'm going to give you that exposure, how to, how this implementation project is to be. So what is your roles and responsibility as a consultant? Maybe you are a MM consultant or SD consultant, FICO or PP or PM or QM, PS, right? Whatever it may be. So what is your roles in the project? So how you are going to execute this project? So further, what is the roles and responsibilities? So I'm going to explain about you quickly. So definitely, this is a recording session. Definitely, they will share you the recording also. And okay. So here, your roles and responsibility, I will just explain you quickly. And apart from apart from your roles and responsibility, what kind of project, what you are going to do that? Okay. So this is the first screen. I'm just explaining about the projects. So what is this project? First, you have to understand about the project, right? So this project is nothing but one of the construction based company. So we can say more than, we have different project we are executing, but this construction based company definitely is a more demandable. There is a more functionality, more modules. So integrations also we can do here. Okay. So now I can say this is one of the construction based company. They are doing into road construction, building construction, bridge construction, right? So there are even for big flats, apartments also they are doing the constructions, right? So what they are doing, so the main core business is, they have a, I can vertically I can split into three different department. Okay, three different profit center I can say, right? So one is completely project. So the complete revenue they are generating in the project, and second revenue point is like a quarry. So quarry is nothing but where that manufacturing, the quarry means like the hill, mountain. They are, the big rocks and all. They are going to expose, and they are going to use it in the crusher machine. Then they are going to crush the aggregate material. So we know the aggregate material, right? So we have different sizes are there. Concrete material is there, roads, wet mix and asphalt. There are so many kind of product which they are going to use from the byproduct of the aggregate material, right? Okay, so this is one of the revenue points. So here they are getting the land from the government in the 90, even in India also the same case, same thing like UAE, and same thing for even Saudi or even Kenya, wherever we have. So we have this kind of government, they are giving the lease land, and they are going to use for maybe 50 years or 99 years, and from that they are going to mining, and then they are going to use the quarry material or aggregate material, right? This is the second revenue point. And third one is like a asphalt. Okay, what is asphalt? And wet mix, right? So this concrete kind of material, right? So they are going to use the precast material, right? What is precast? So when we are going to bridge, right, build the bridge, so we have the pillars, right? So they have the pillars, and they have in that, bridges also you can see the left right side, and also they have kind of using the precast type of material, right? So this is again, they need asphalt concrete material is required, right? Using the concrete material, so they are going to prepare the precast material. So then this precast material they are going to use it for the building construction and road construction also. So this is the third revenue point, I can say third profit center, right? But still, yes, so many profit centers are there. I'm just explaining about the specific profit centers there. Okay, so now these three profit center we can create as a three different company. Again, I'm just explaining. So during the implementation of the project, definitely this is going to be vary. So are you going to create as a separate company code, separate profit center, or separate plant, or how? So that we can able to decide. But as per the understanding, there are three different business unit, the three different revenue generations to the business, right, to the company. Okay, so apart from that, they have a different profit center also to execution of the project. So they have a transport department, right? Why transport department is required? So they need, there is the 3,000 plus employees they are working for the project. For that, they need a transport. For that, they have a truck is required. There is a heavy equipment truck is required. So those kind of things comes under transport department. Okay, after that we have a we can say there is a equipment, right? So there is a big earthquake, earth movement, equipments also they are using for the project. So those are all heavy investment, right? So again, there is a separate department, separate profit center. They are going to procuring the material. We can call it as a equipment, right? Or even there is a procurement also is there. Whenever there is a material, kind of asset is required, they are going to procure. Then they are going to assign the asset to the respective project center, right? Okay, so after that we have a quarry. Already we have discussed. So there is a quarry. Yes, there is a separate plant also, quarry is there. Then there is a asphalt material is there. Apart from that, I'm just explaining here. These are all the different department. Okay, So just for your understanding, quickly I'll explain you. So they have a project, they have asphalt. Asphalt is one of the consumable aggregate material. There is aggregate material is there, right? Aggregate material is nothing but it's like a raw material. So for the construction of the build, road and asphalt, concrete also. Precast, I told you how the precast they are going to manufacturing, right? So for that we need the bed mix, for that we need concrete material, aggregate material, steel. So those kind of materials required to bill of materials required to prepare the precast material. Bed mix, yes, we need the road kind of construction point of view, they are going to use the bed mix. Asphalt laying, okay, what is asphalt laying? So this is one of the department again. Okay, so this asphalt laying they are supplying the resources to the projects. What kind of supply resources? There is a labor, so labor is required to construct the road. So they will provide the resources, plus they will provide the equipment also. The road construction, there are different type of machines are that they will provide the machines also. Then there is a diesel, okay. What is diesel? So there is a big tanker is there, right? And when if you go for the yes, so there is a we go to the petrol station, so we have the fancy tanker, right? So there is a underground, we can say there is a big fancy tanker. So this fancy tanker will be using for the every department. There is asphalt, or there is a we can say there is a quarry, or there is a project. So every wherever they need the diesel, so there is a fancy tanker will be used, and there is a separate procurement. Then they are transferring from the fancy tanker or mobile tanker to your your fancy tanker to mobile tanker. The truck is the right, the physically truck comes, then they are going to carry, then they are going to distribute to the different locations. Different location, if there is a equipment is they are using in the project, directly they are going to consume to the equipment, or they are going to transfer from another fancy tanker also. Okay, so these are all the kind of business process we will be explaining during the project sessions, right? So then there is a central warehouse. Okay, what is central warehouse? When there is a material is required, right, for the especially for spares and consumables which are using for the garages, right, for the repairing, for the repairing for the equipment or transport vehicle or whatever, right? So for that we are going to use the central warehouse. From the central warehouse, the garage they are going to procure the spares. Same time, same thing, project site also they are going to procure the material from the central warehouse, right? So there is a stock transfer process is there, intra company stock transfer, right, from central warehouse to garage, central warehouse to project site. Each project site we are creating as a separate plant, right? Anyhow, so then there is a garages I explained you, where the services, repair and services will be taking care. That is also separate plant, and there is a separate material is required for the spares and consumables from the central warehouse. So right, so whenever there is a material is required, they are going to procure from the central warehouse as a stock transfer. If the material is not available, central warehouse they are going to procure this material, right? So I just explained about all the profit center. This all comes under profit center, I can say. So now in SAP, how we can able to treat? So that is again we are going to discuss during the project session. So now I just explained you what is the project. So I explained about one of the project center, right? So one of the company, their execution of the project. For that they need a quarry, the aggregate material, they need asphalt. Apart from that, they have a precast, wet mix, asphalt laying, right? There is a labor, they are supplying the labors plus machines also to apply, create, for the asphalt laying, for apply, for the road constructions. Then there is a fabrication. What is fabrication? This is also based on the project requirement, right? Fabrication is nothing but anything like like a tanker of a truck, that is one of the fabrications, right? Or even any kind of big kind of construction, wherever they need to do any construction, again the fabrications activity will be coming there. Okay, so for that also we are using for the fabrication. Then transport I explained you, so completely they are going to procure and they are going to distribute the transport to the project wherever they are required. Same thing equipment also, right? Diesel I explained you how the procurement is happening, and how one fancy tanker, what is fancy tanker, which where they are going to store the diesel or petrol, and from there it is goes to mobile tanker. Mobile tanker is nothing but the truck, where they are going to fill the truck. Then this truck carry the petrol or diesel to the project site, whether how, what basis they are going to transfer, right? So how they are going to issue to the fleet management, right? There is a fleet management also involving here, right? So then there is a central warehouse. I explained you what kind of material they are procuring. So there is a garages plus there is a project. These two people, these two department, they are going to do the stock transfer, these kind of spares and consumables. Then garages, I told you, completely this is the services, right? So they are going to do repairs and services. Okay. So now I just give a, I just maybe I explained you this project. Maybe definitely this will take some time. During the project we will have a session also. So now how this project we are going to execute. Okay. So what is the roles and responsibilities, and how we are so what is the tool? What is the methodology we are going to execution of this project, right? So I'm just going to explain about the methodologies also, so that the consultant, the during the interview there are so many questions will be there. So they will ask you, could you, how the business blueprint you have prepared, could you tell me how the business flow diagram you are preparing. So there are so many plenty of questions will be there, right? So same thing like, could you tell me how the KDS you prepared, how you prepare. So all the interview questions, everything belongs to your activate methodology. So we have a separate sheet for the activate methodology. Why phase by phase, what is the roles and responsibility, I will explain you. So definitely this will helpful, and even the same methodology we are going to execute our implementation project here. Okay. So maybe I think before that I want to make sure whether you understood about the project, what I'm trying to explain, or if you have any query, quickly you can ask me, then I can move for the activate methodology roles and responsibility. Anybody have any questions here? Shall I move for activate methodology, or you have any questions on the project? So whatever I explained about the project, do you have any questions here? No? Okay.
No problem. We can move.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So I'll go for the activate methodology. So now we understand about the project, right? So what is purchase? So here again, module wise I didn't explain, but a complete business process I have explained. If there is a project, there is a revenue related, milestone billing will be there. Based on the milestone, we are going to, generate the invoice to the customer, right? A project. So SD module, there are 3 different company codes, right? There is a intercompany purchase, sales process. See, processes I didn't explain you. So, but all the module, yes, there is a intercompany purchase, sales is there, production is there, precast material is there. When the production, precast is coming, requirement coming from the project or external customer. So there is a precast, right? I mean, there is a fabrication. Fabrication is a completely manufacturing plant. We have to configure. We know there's a PP module scope is there, and same thing for we can say. Precast, right, and bed mix. So these are all the manufacturing plant, and even asphalt aggregate also it's a manufacturing plant. Okay. So PP module is there, then the same time PM module also is there, and MO module definitely all the kind of procurement, all the kind of stock transfer, everything, yes, we have. So we have the MO module also. We have all the kind of procurement. We can say local purchase, or you can say import purchase. There is a contract procurement, service procurement, consumable procurement. There is asset procurement. Then asset transfer from one location to another locations, right? There is a payment certificate is there. Once the construction company, the supplier is completed the activity, so we need to create a payment certificate. So then only the service and receipt will be created automatically. So then only the finance team, they are going to create the invoice also. This construction company, this is a big gap actually. So we need to customize this requirement also. The payment certificate process is there. Yes, it's a challenging activity. So definitely we'll discuss about this point also during the projects, right? Okay. So now I will switch over into the activate methodology. So what all the deliverables are there? So I'll just explain about the deliverable. So then I will just explain about the key deliverable document. I will show you the key deliverable document. So then we can move for the interview questions quickly, right? Yeah, so this is like our activate methodology, right? So we are going to use for SAP activate methodology, right? So this activate methodology is nothing but phase by phase, what is the deliverable as a consultant, right? All module consultant, not for one module. So like MM, SD, FI, PP, QM, PM, CS and all. So the complete roles and responsibility phase by phase, what we are going to do it here. Okay. So let's start with the preparation phase, right? So preparation phase, what will happen? First, you have the consultant, we are going to, they are going to assign the consultant to the project. Then there is a, business team will be there. There is IT team will be there. So there is a kind of kickoff meeting will be there, right? So they are going to introduce about the implementation company as well as the customer, and who is the business team, and who is the purchase manager, who is the inventory manager, who is the sales manager, who is the production manager, who is the project manager, who is the cost control. So the complete introductions and the meeting will be there. And as a consultant point of view, maybe if you are an on-site consultant, definitely yes, you will be meeting there. Or if you are offshore consultant, definitely So you will understand. So offshore also definitely you should know who is my business team, who is my purchasing or inventory or finance or production or whatever, right? Okay. So here actually we'll talk about the kickoff meeting, right? So before that, there is a project organization structure, right? So you have to understand, the high level, right? So how many company codes they have, how many, what is the business unit, what is the product? So maybe the construction company, we cannot say the product, right? So it's completely project. If you go with any kind of pharmaceutical company, there is a product will be complete pharmaceutical. Or if you go with any kind of axle manufacturing company, it should be one kind of product, right? So if it is a, if you go with consumables like even the HUL, Hindustan Unilever, those kind of company, that's a completely product based. So based on the product, there is a plant will be there. Based on the product, maybe they can create the company code also. So again, the practices will be different based on the product, based on the industry, right? So here it is a project construction company. So they segregated the revenue into 3 different company code, as I explained you, right? So they, based on that, we have to create the org structure. It's a high level, not a final, right? So then, as I told you, there is a kickoff meeting should be there. Definitely here also we are going to conduct the same thing, kickoff meeting, and we are going to introduce about the consultant, about the business team. So then there is a final scope statement document. Okay, what is the scope statement document here? So now this is more important actually. This is one of the deliverable document. I can say more than 100 pages of document for each module will be shared this document to you guys, and you have to understand the business, the requirements. Okay, so what is the company and what is the business process, what is the key data, what are the master data they have, and how that the business process execution, and what are the sub process, everything will be there. As I told you, 100 plus pages means all the 100 plus pages, all the business process, everything, the step by step process, they will be explained in the scope of the document. Okay, so yeah, so here actually this scope document, definitely we have a session. So we are going to discuss about process by process we are going to discuss, and we are going to give you the more information about the scope documents after that. So then we are going to talk about the BPML process, right? So this BPML is nothing but business process master list. So we are going to identify the BPML process. So based on the scope document, right? If in your scope document, let's say you have a let's say 10 process you have, right? So for each module you have a 10 process, right? So then the BPML process has to be designed. I will share you the BPML document, okay, how it should be. So you have to prepare what is the org structure, what are the master data, and what are the process, and what are the sub process, right? Everything you have to prepare under the BPML process. So then we will go for the RISE-IF W objects. Okay, what is RISE-IF objects? I think someone asked, regarding the RISE-IF also during the interview they are asking, right? So this RISE-IF object, we are going to identify what are the forms, what are the reports, what are the enhancement, what are the interfaces, what are the conversion program we are going to execute for our projects, right? So that is more important again. So the first phase, as a preparation phase, we are very clear. We have to understand about the company, and we are understanding about the the scope documents. So this scope document have all the process and everything. Same process we are going to execute with our SAP S4 HANA, right? So then the BPML, which contains our business process master list. So we are going to prepare this BPML. This is more important, right? So based on this BPML, we are going to prepare the business blueprint, right? Let's say I have a 35 process in my FICO. The 35 process only I am going to prepare the business blueprint. The 35 process only I am going to design the flow diagram. So everything, right? So once they completed the first phase, then we'll go for the explore phase, right? So this explore phase more important, because so it's a completely understanding about the business, right? So we are going to design the business blueprint, right? So first we are going to, there is a business organization structure workshop. So we are going to conduct the workshop actually, right? Okay, so we are going to, we can call it as a fit gap analysis. So we are going to demonstrate the process about our SAP S4 HANA, and customer, based on the scope document BPML, we are going to demonstrate the process, right? So definitely there is a, so even business team, they will not understand, but still yes, they will, how the purchase requisition creation, how the purchase order creation, how the goods receipt, the basic level presentations will be there, and a specific process, how my domestic procurement, how my export sales is working, how my make to order production is happening, how my journal entry I'm creating, how the payment process. So these are all the kind of process demonstration, the fit gap analysis, right? So we called as a fit gap analysis. So after this during this workshop, then we will come to know, then we will prepare the BBP. So this BBP again, so more the BBP means this is more more important actually, how to design the BBP, and you have to define the as is process, and you have to define our SAP 2B process, you have to define the business flow diagram, and you have to define the integrations, and you have to define any kind of gap analysis, you have to define your analytical reports and generic reports, everything you have to define based on the each and every process in our business blueprint, right? So this BBP is more important. Definitely will teach you how to design, how to write the flow diagram and everything. So you'll get a very clarity, so end of the day, you will familiarize how to design the business blueprint in your module, right? So that is more important actually, right? That is also we are going to assist you, and you will get the exposure end of this project. You can uniquely you can handle any project after this implementation projects, right? So then there is a RISE-W object as we discussed. So here we are going to preparing the documentation. So in my business blueprint, let's say there is a payment certificate example. What is payment certificate? When the subcontractor he completed the job work in my project, so I need to verify the jobs project. There is a the site keeper or project surveyor who is in the project site, they are going to verify. So then they are going to initiate the payment certificate, right? This payment certificate is nothing but based on the agreement, based on the purchase order, whatever the job is completed, they are going to confirm. So for that, he is going to initiate the the quantity surveyor or the storekeeper or the project site person is going to initiate the payment certificate, and then this is go for the approval. So this is go for the all the level of approval, right? So this will go for all the level of this will go for all the level of approval. Then finally, let's say for that is a even I can say purchase manager, I mean not purchase manager, project manager, cost control manager, and general manager, CEO, right? Even the president, everybody, because this is a huge amount they are going to pay, so they everyone has to approve. Then only the finance team they are going to post the invoice, then they will do the payment based on the payment due date, right? Yes. So now this gap analysis I have to define in my business blueprint, right? So when I'm going to explain about my subcontracting process, or I can say in the project level there is a subcontracting process, I have to explain about this gap analysis, how you are going to fulfill these requirements, how you are going to design, and what kind of so you have to collect the information. So what are the information they want to create the payment certificates, and how this has to go. Let's say this is like one of the module pool program, so we have to design. I can show you the screen design also. Then after that they are going to enter the purchase order number, system will show you what are the services, user will select, then they are going to create, then it will go for approval 1 2 3 4 5, then finally the service entry sheet will be created automatically. Then the finance team will get the approval, right? There is a notification workflow communication mail, then finance team they are going to create the invoice. So this invoice content, there are so many adjustments, right? So they have advance payment adjustment, there is a retention, deductions will be there, and there is a maybe any material they are going to procure on behalf of the subcontractor, that adjustments will be there. Or those material, if there is a 10% of administration charges will be charged, your customer will be charging to the subcontractor. So like that there are various kind of scenario you need to consider. Then there is approval. Alright, so then finally the payment certificate will be created, then invoice will be created, payment will be done to the subcontractor. Subcontractor is nothing but who doing the services in the project site, right? Yeah, so this is the RISE-W gap analysis you have to define in your BBP. So then we have the data migration approach, right? What is data migration? So here we need to understand about each and every process, right? I can say you can say your master data, right? If we are like a material or supplier or info record or source list or quota arrangement or open purchase order, open contract or initial stock upload, or maybe your customer master customer info record, open sales order or contract. Same thing like your bill of material, work center routing, open production order, right? Same thing like your asset master and even vendor master, customer master, and bank master, right? And open GL balance, vendor balance, customer balance, asset balance. So these are all the open item as a consultant, each and every module. So we need to identify, then we have to execute the process, then we have to upload those master data. Again, there is a S4 HANA, there is a latest version we call as LTMC. Now, apart from next to LTMC, now through Fury apps itself, they are going to migrate all the master data, right? So this is a new advantage, advanced level also. So definitely we will provide this kind of exposure also to you, how to create the project, how to migrate, how to download the template, how to fill the data, how to upload the master data successfully. So all the exposure will be getting during this phase actually. Okay. So next, data migration program process. Yes, we explained. Then finalize master data template. Okay. So now how to create the project, how to download the template. For example, any module like your MM or SD or FIPP, whatever master data I explained. These, see, I'm really sorry because I'm going little fast because we have the time constraint. Okay. I'm recording this. Definitely I will share with you, and you can go through once again. Definitely you will understand. Okay. So one time or two times also you can go through this, right? Okay. So now finalize master data template. What is finalize master data template, right? So we know. Okay, I think again we have limited time, 10 minutes time. Okay, so we have 10 minutes. So if it is possible, we'll create one more, yes, so we will one more meeting link I will send you. Okay, so now actually there is a finalized master data template. Okay, what is finalized master data template? So finalized master data template, like your module, whatever master data we are going to upload, definitely you'll understand during the implementation project. So now how if it is a material master, right? Start with material, right? So we should know what all the material type they currently the customer they have. So we need to create the each and every master data. We have to create the project. You have to download the template, and you have to test. You have to upload some test data. Yes, it is the program is working correctly, or if there is any kind of issue is there, then you have to correct with technical consultant help and everything. Then you are sharing the template to the customer, right? So in your business team, so again there is a kind of sessions will be there. You have to conduct the session, how the template works, and each and every what all the mandatory field we have to feed, what is the optional field. If material type is raw material, what all the information is required. If material type is a spare and consumables. If material type is a finished product, or material type is aggregate material, or asphalt material, or precast material. So you have to explain based on the material type everything. Same thing for your customer master, vendor master, right? Your asset master, bill of material and everything you have to explain about to the customer, right? So then there is a authorization roles. Okay, what is authorization roles? This is again more and more important, right? So this authorization roles is we are going to create, right? So each and every department, you can say, if it is MM, we can say purchase requisition one department, purchase order creation, there is a purchase department, is there, so inventory is there is a physical, there is a finance accounts payable is there. Same thing if you talk about SD, there is a pre-sale team is there, and there is a we can say there is a shipping, right? Who is going to deliver the goods to customer. There is a shipping. Then we can say there is accounts receivable team. Same thing like a production, we have the production team who is going to create the order. Then there is a inventory person who is going to issue the material to the production department. Same thing like every module, like accounts payable, receivable, asset, and everything. So based on the sub module, we are creating the role, right? So this role which contain list of transaction, either it is a Fiori apps or analytical apps, or even in SAP T code directly converting into Fiori apps. So whatever it may be. So we need to assign these kind of app or T code to the respective role. And this role creating the purchase order 1 2 3 4 5 app. Okay, you have to assign. So now there is a inventory 1 2 3 4 5 transaction, this 1 2 3 4 5 reports, everything you have to assign to the respective role, and this role will be assigned to the user ID, right? So this role will be assigned to the respective user ID. Let's say inventory there are 10 user. For all the 10 user, I think okay, dismiss external. Okay. Okay, so here, if you don't mind, I will share one more meeting link. Is it okay? I will ask them to share one more meeting link. Could you able to join? Because this meeting will be disconnected.
Yes, you can share. We will join immediately.
Yes. So I'll just ask them to text it. Okay, so we are here in the authorization roles and assignment. Okay, so now what will happen actually, that roles and authorization. So once we when for the implementation project, when that when there is a end user, right, we can say end user or business team. So when they are going to use our SAP system, we should give, you have to use, these are all the specific transaction. We can say there is a app ID, or we can say there is a analytical apps, right, for the execution of the report, or we can say there is a SAP GUI also. We can do some customization, that is also created as an app. You have to assign to the respective role. So which means the roles and authorization is more important when the end user or business user who perform the transaction in our SAP system, right? Either it is a Fiori app, or either it's a SAP GUI, right? So that is more important. So now these roles and authorization, we will teach you, we will guide you how to prepare the roles and authorization, right? And what are all the, if it is a master data creating material, what are all the app IDs required, or what are all the transaction create material, change material, display material, or if there, what are all the reports, report 1, report 2. So these are all the roles, these are all the app or T code we need to assign to one particular role for creating the master data. Then then you think about your purchase requisition, what are all the transaction 1 to 3, what are the reports, and what are the analytical reports. So like that you have to define roles. Each and every business transaction you have to design the role, and this role we are going to assign to the respective user, right? Suppose the user who is going to perform is a purchaser, then I have to assign all the purchaser related role. And if the end user is performing as a storekeeper, he is performing the goods receipt, right? So I have to perform only for the storekeeper related role, right? So this is more important. And this is during the implementation project, this is one of the key deliverable, creating the roles and assign to the respective end users, right? So this is one of the key deliverable for the authorization roles and assignments. Then we have to plan for detailed test plan. Okay, so what are all the testing plans? So here we called as there are 3 different type of testing, right? So we have a unit testing. So what is unit testing? So let's say, as I told you initially, we have a BPML process. This BPML, let's say I have a 40 process for MM, or 35 process for SD, or 60 process for FICO, or you can say 30 process for our PP production planning, or even 25 process for plant maintenance, right? So now based on your BPML, you have to prepare the test scripts, right? So how to create your master data, one, create or change or display, right? So like that you have to create, each and every transaction you have to create the your test scripts you have to prepare. Then you have to execute the business transaction, you have to update your test data. So this is called unit testing. And second one we called as the integration testing. So this integration testing more important. As I told you, this integration testing, for example here, say when, how this asphalt material they are going to procure from the projects. So the project team, what will happen, they will create the purchase request. This purchase request will go for approval. Then what will happen, this purchase request will convert it into purchase order. This purchase order will go to asphalt. Asphalt is a separate company code, separate plant, and they will receive the purchase order from the project. Then they will create a sales order. Asphalt will create a sales order, and this sales order they will create a delivery. After delivery there is a invoice. So based on this invoice, delivery note, in project team they will do the goods receipts with reference to approved PO. Then they will do the invoice verification. So finally this will be nullified, right? So here also they are going to invoice, and these asphalt people, they are sending the revenue invoice, and project team they are creating the accounts payable invoice verification against the asphalt as a vendor, right? Against the asphalt vendor they are creating the invoice verification. So talk about aggregate. So aggregate also same thing. There is a separate company code. Project is one company code, and the asphalt is separate company code. Same thing. Aggregate also, it's a crusher, right? So again, how the project is requesting the aggregate material to aggregate, for the aggregate company code plant. So again, the same kind of process. The purchase requisition, purchase order, then aggregate team they will create the purchase order, then they will create the sales order, delivery invoice. So this is called as an intercompany purchase sales process, right? So then we can say there is a precast. What is precast? So when precast also, this is part of our company code. You can say general contracting. The project, everything will comes under one company code. So when there is a precast is required for the project, then they will create the purchase request, then approval. So then precast people, they will create as a even though it's the same company code or different company code, there is a purchase sales process they are going to execute. Then wet mix, then asphalt laying. As I told you, the project they will request for any kind of request for the labor. I need 100 plus employees required to construction of the road construction. So then this asphalt laying is one of the department or profit center. They will recruit, either it is a permanent employee or contract basis. They will recruit and they will debit it to your project site, right? So this is one of the process. So I'm talking about the integration process here, right? So what all the integration process will be there? So then again there is a machine is required, right? So in asphalt laying is one of the department where there is a different type of road asphalt construction type of equipment or machineries. When whatever they are requesting, that equipment also, that asset also we need to transfer from one location to another location within the company code or two different company code, right? So asphalt laying, so these are all the process you have to define. Fabrication again, so what is the process for the fabrication? So when there is a request is coming from the project, again same thing here, purchase sales process, they will based on the purchase, then they will create the sales order. With reference to sales order, it's a make to order, right? So again there is a planned order, production order will be created, BOM will be created, then you will procure the material from the external vendor, then they will issue, finally they will confirm the production order, then they will deliver the material with reference to your sales order. So the sales order will representative to the project customer, right? So this is the fabrication kind of process, make to order. Some process will be make to stock also will be there, so we have to identify that based on the scope document. Then transport, so what transport will do? So again when there is a transport is required, they will assign, this is one of the asset, right? So this asset they will assign to the let's say they have 100 project, right? They will debitate this asset, this equipment to respective project site. That is the asset transfer process, right? So then they will create the project will create purchase request, it will go for approval, then they will asset team, they will do the allocation of the asset, they will do the stock transfer, right? This is like all the asset we will create as one of the material. So whenever they are going to do the asset procurement, that respective let's say for there is a EPA equipment, there is one of the material type that will get updated the quantity, so now not value. So your asset will update the value, but your EPA material type will update the quantity, right? So let's say today I purchase 100 laptops. So now there is a material will be created for 100. One material code will be created for laptop, right? So then they will do the goods receipt. This material will update at 100 quantity. Value will be 0. Same time your asset number will be updated the value. Then they will do the depreciation. Again it's a financially they will do that. So now this 100 laptop I'm going to transfer for different project requirements, right? So what will happen actually, project side they will create the purchase request. The purchase request will go for the approval. So after the approval they will create a yes, they will create a transfer the asset, right? So how they will transfer? So again there is a transfer posting using, there is a 301 movement type, right? From one plant to another plant, it's a single step they are going to transfer. So based on the transfer there is a asset transfer voucher, there is a printout will be there. So based on the 301 material document number, the printout will be taking, and this printout will as a delivery, so they will give it to the the person who is transferring the asset, right? From one project to another project, aggregate to as wherever the asset is moving. So that is the practices we are going to do that, right? Yeah. So then we can say there is a equipment we discussed, the same kind of, this also kind of asset we are going to transfer from one location to another location. Then diesel. So as I told you initially, the diesel, what all the integration process for the diesel? Diesel is one of the plant, right? I cannot say one of the plant, we can say multiple plant. So diesel, asphalt is one of the plant, aggregate is one of the plant, and we can say garage is one of the plant, right? So wherever garage is there, so there is a one diesel tanker will be there. So the diesel tanker we call as a fancy tanker. It keeps store the material. There is a where the transport comes, right? So they are going to fill to the transport, and they are going to use it for internal equipment also. So the fleet management, so these are all the kind of transaction they are going to perform in the fancy tanker. So this fancy tanker is part of garage. So garage is one of the plant will be created under general contracting, right? So now what will happen? So from one fancy tanker to another fancy tanker, let's say another fancy tanker is created under the asphalt plant, right? Asphalt plant is separate company code. So even though there is one kind of fancy tanker they have created, so now one fancy tanker to another fancy tanker, how you will transfer the diesel? So is it possible? Yes. How it is possible? Because both the fancy tanker, it's not a movable, but how you can fill it from one fancy tanker to another fancy tanker using, there is a mobile tanker. What is mobile tanker? Yes, it's a truck. Through truck, the mobile tanker will carry, fill that from that one fancy tanker to another fancy tanker they will refill. So this is again, there is a process, there is a stock report, everything you have to prepare. See, whatever I'm going to explain here, this is a real project. If you explain this kind of project I have worked, yes, this is my role, these are all the document I have prepared, these are all the roles and responsibility, these are all the test case, everything. If you explain, you are a 4 years experience consultant. So I'm just giving all the, I didn't hide anything here. I'm just explaining everything to you. Just, whether you are implementing or not implementing, if you know this kind of exposure, you can talk, you can easily clear your technical round interview. So that is what I'm just explaining everything. Maybe something will not understandable, but still I'm going to update. I will share you this document to you, right? And even maybe we'll put you this document, you can go through once again, definitely will understand whatever I'm talking about, the each and every business unit, how the procurement process, how the transfer process, how the integration process, and everything. Okay, so I explained you all the process. Now we'll come to our integration testing, right? So now this integration testing, so we are going to, once we prepare each and every module, unit testing is nothing but your individual module, what all the BPML process we are testing. Yes, your unit testing is completed. Next we are going for integration testing. I told you most of the process from your project driven activity. So project is requesting asphalt material, so how they are going to create the sales order, delivery, invoice and all. So project is requesting for the aggregate material, how this aggregate plant going to create the sales order, delivery, invoice and all, right? So like that, yeah, I think yes. Okay, so guys, whoever is joined newly, just you can give your information. So your name, your module, and what is your questionnaire. So we will clarify now. Okay, one by one. So Shrikant, you please text me those kind of questions. We will discuss. Make sure everybody is
Yes,
given the
yes,
question.
sure.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so here, so we are talking about the test scripts, right? So we already told about there are three different type of testing, right? Unit testing, yes, each and every module you have to do the testing, and integration testing is the cross module consultant. I told you now how the project is requesting, how that how the each and every divisions I explained you the process. The same thing we have to design in the document. Okay, so project requesting asphalt material, step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 process, and project requesting aggregate material. So purchase requisition creation, purchase order creation, approval, then sales order creation, delivery, invoice, then goods receipt from the project side, then invoice verification, payment. So these are all the kind of process you have to define. And same thing fabrication. Okay, so project requesting for the fabrication request. So purchase requisition creation, approval, then sales order is creating, right? Based on the sales order, MTO process, sales, planned order, production order, and procurement, goods receipt, goods issue, then confirmation of the production order. I think people are joining. Okay, so then confirmation of the production order, then after that they are going to create the outbound delivery to the project side, then they will generate based on the milestone, they are going to bill it, whatever the project activity they completed apart from this fabrication, any other activity they are going to bill it based on the milestone, right? So this is all the process we are going to execute. So again, it's a completely integrations, right? So even PP and even PS module and even SD module, MM module, completely it is integrating, right? So then there is a third testing called user acceptance testing. So this is more important. So again, we have to prepare the test scripts for UAT, right? So this UAT, this test script will be performed by end user. So till now, unit testing, integration testing as a consultant we have done, but the user acceptance testing will be performed by end user. Why end user is performing? So tomorrow the end user only they are going to yeah, so tomorrow end user only going to run the process, so they have to, so you have to give a training to them, so you have to prepare the user manual document, so then you have to train them how to create your material master, how to create the business partner, how to create the info record, how to create the bill of material routing, so how to create the production order, how to issue, how to confirm, right, how to create the accounts payable, like payment, how to create the invoice, so with the, so credit memo, debit memo. So these are all the kind of training we have to provide to the end user. So definitely that is also one of the role here. So you'll get the exposure, how to prepare the user manual document, how to train up them, and how to execute the process, right? So you will get complete exposure here, right? So now these three testing more important, right? So after that we have the sign off phase, right? So your unit testing is signed off, your integration testing gets signed off, your user acceptance testing gets signed off. So then we will go for the so next phase we'll go for the rise point of view, right? So whatever we have discussed in the realization, so now the realization phase, yes, So here we are going to prepare all the configurations, right? So we are going to the functional specification. This is one of the key deliverable in the realization. So simultaneously as a consultant, so you have to explain. So if there is a form development or if there is a report development, right? So we are going to guide you. So during the scope document, what are the forms, what are the report, what are the enhancement, what are the gap analysis, what are the conversion, what are the interfaces, so everything. So there is a weight bridge system is there. For example, when the truck comes to the weight bridge, so they are going to put the weight from the weight bridge, the data coming to your SAP, they are going to create the goods receipts. For example, the project said they are ordering for 50 tons of steel. So the truck comes to the vendor is confirming. So we are creating the inbound delivery with reference to that. Then this inbound delivery communicating to the weight bridge system. This is one of the interface I'm talking. Okay, from the weight bridge system, what will happen? The truck comes there, put the weights. So as per the delivery note, let's say 50 ton, but so in the weight bridge it shows 50.5 ton. So again, there is a tolerance limit. Everything we have to maintain in the material master or info record or the purchase order level. So based on the over delivery tolerance, from the weight bridge, again it is coming to our SAP. There is a 55 delivery note is 50 ton, but as per the weight bridge, it's a 50.5 ton. So now the system should accept, because you ordered only 50 tons, but unfortunately there is a 0.5 ton is excess. So you have to maintain the over delivery tolerance. So you know how many percentage this vendor we have to accept, or 2% or 5% or 7 point or 10% like that, right? So now this weight bridge system completely you have to integrate. So for as a consultant, as a MM or SD consultant, what is our role? So how to design the data structure, how to prepare the functional specification, and how to execute the process, right? So finally how you can able to achieve these interfaces working perfectly. So this is one of the example, right? So then we have to prepare the configuration document. Then we have to prepare the the authorization roles and assignment out in the quality system, right? So because quality system, why we are going to do on the UAT system, everything performing in the quality system, this is the pre-check. But end of the day, the roles and authorization is recorded in the production system. But before that, we are going to make sure in the quality system, the respective roles and authorization is working fine for respective user. So the master data team or the purchaser or even the inventory team or even for the accounts payable or the sales team, right? Pre-sales or the the accounts receivable, whether they can able to create their transaction, they can execute the report, or they can take the printout, whether authorization is allowed to take the printout. So everything, the report they can able to execute, they can able to download from Excel sheet, whether authorization is there. So there are so many issues will come. So most of the information we are going to rectify in the quality system. Then we are moving all the same kind of role with the authorization, we are moving to production system. So if you directly you created in production system, so many issues will be there. So that is the reason we are going to do it, the roles and authorization in the quality system. As a consultant, you should make sure everything working fine with the basis and security consultant. Again, this is separate, we are going to discuss about this authorization roles and management, right? So training material readiness. So you have to prepare your training material. So how to create your material, how to change the material, how to display material, how to execute the material master, right? So basic information, like same thing, like how to, what are the type of purchase requisition, asset purchase requisition, intercompany purchase requisition, intra-company purchase requisition, stock transfer purchase requisition, there is a framework purchase requisition, right? And there is a import purchase requisition. So like the same thing, purchase, all the type of purchase order, all the kind of inquiry quotations are even. So we need to prepare the data. The training manual data should be ready in a Fury apps, right? So if your company they are implementing for Fury apps, then all the manual should be in your Fury apps. You have to take the printouts and you have to prepare the documents. Then cutover plan. So this cutover plan is again more important. Why cutover is required? So without cutover plan, you cannot be able to perform the transaction. When you are going to create the production order, when you are going to create the sales order, when you are going to create the invoice. So what all the information is required? The master data is required. So why this master data is required? So without master data, you cannot be able to perform. For example, I need to pay the vendor, right? So let's say finance, they want to pay the invoice to the vendor. So what is master data is required? Material is required, supplier is required. So then only you can create the purchase order, then only you can do the goods receipt, then only they can do the invoice verification. So then only finance team they can do the payment, right? Same thing like a production, same thing like finance, same thing like PM. So all the module we need to make sure the cutover activities you have to design. So how my master data has to be worked. So before that, each and every module, what all the master data, And are we going to upload all the master data? Yes. Then you have to prepare your migration cockpit, right? Then you have to download the template as I told you. You have to test the, all the project master data. So then we are going to upload, right? So then you will get, then only these kind of the cutover activities you can perform. In the first, you have to check in the quality system, rehearsal system, whether all the object is working, all the data which the business team they provided, whether it is okay, we can continue, right? So everything, the green signal if you given, then you have to go for the production system, right? In the production system we are going to the live cutover, right? So we are going to define each and material creation I need 3 days, supplier creation I need 1 day, purchase info record 1 day. So we have to do the cutover activities, we have to plan for same thing like other module SDF, PPPM also. Okay, so now once everything is ready, then we will go for the test results, and this all the project management activity, right? So now I will just explain once again. So we okay, so we explained about our preparation phase, right? So preparation phase, what we have explained is, so as a consult, so we so we are going to prepare the organization structure, and we are going to prepare the kickoff meeting, and then the scope document I explained you, the scope document which contains all your business process in your respective module. So then we are going to discuss about our BPML process, right? So BPML process is like, so what are the list of process, right? So I will explain you this all the document I will share with you, right? So the explore phase, we are going to prepare the business blueprint. That's a key field is for the the business blueprint. So before preparing the business blueprint, we discussed about the business flow diagram. So there are so many things are there. If you want to write down one business flow diagram, you should explain about the as-is process, you have to explain about SAP 2B process, you have to define the business flow diagram, you have to define with the integration, kind of things, and gap analysis, the reports and roles and authorization, everything you have to define, right? So now explore phase we completed, then we'll go come to the realization phase, where we are going to design all the RISE object, and we are going to plan for your configuration, and your test plan and everything. So deployment phase, what we are going to do here, we are going to do the cutover activities, right? So your cutover activities, already you have tested your migration cockpit, uploading your master data and everything. So then we are going to upload your master data, right, in the deployment phase. So then we are going to run phase, right? So here we are going to execute, so we are going to declare the go live, right? So now your production system is ready, the pre go live activities, right? Your all the TR has to move to quality system, to production system, all the reports, rise up objects, and your configurations, right, enhancement and everything you have to make sure, and your forms printout, everything is moved to production system. So then we are going to declare the go live. Then the business team or the end user, they are going to perform the transaction, they are going to create the purchase order, sales order, production order, project procurement, and issue to the project. So everything is going to happen. So after that, again we have the all the doc configuration, technical, functional spec, user manual, document handover. So you have to hand over all the kind of technical document, you have to hand over to the, so because that's an agreement, right? So then only the project will be completed, right? So these are all the deliverables we are going to execute in your current I'm not explaining the theoretical here. I am explaining you, these are all the roles and responsibility for each and every module consultant you have to deliver here in 45 days time, right? So this exposure definitely in the real-time project is a 6 months project. So we are make sure in a 45 days time how you can able to deliver, how you can prepare the document, each and every deliverable document, each and every phase by phase you are going to deliver here. So end of this project you will get the confidence, so how to clear the technical round interview, you can able to answer, you can able to explain about the project, what is the construction based company, if they are asking tell about your implementation project, so you can able to answer about the implementation project, right? So this implementation project is a construction based company, so there are multiple profit center, there are multiple department, right? So they have a project, they have aggregates, there is asphalt, there is a precast, there is a diesel, there is a you know yeah, so there is a kind of transport equipment. So there are so many kind of department they have. So we created as a profit center, as a plant or a company code, so you can build up, first you can build up the project. Yes, this is a project, these are all the scenario, these are all the customization we have done. So these are all the, we are implemented weight bridge system interfaces, we have done the payment certificate. So these are all the challenging activity I have performed in the project, right? So definitely they will ask you what is the challenging role you performed in the implementation project. So you have to identify 1 2 3 4 5. So you have to explain this also during the interview, right? So then how you have designed the, so you will have the confidence. So you have executed here, see nothing is hidden here, right? You executed the project, you are explaining to the interviewer, right? So nothing, you tell, I'm giving theoretically, you read this and explain. No, you are going to implementing the project, your execution of the project, you are preparing the preparation of, your BPML document, you are preparing your, business blueprint, you are going to do the configuration, you are doing all the testing, you are doing roles and authorization, you are performing the cutover activities, right? So everything you are performing here. So definitely 100% you will get the confidence, and how to communicate to the interviewer, how to clear the technical round interview, right? Or how you can able to explain or expose, about your project, everything you can able to do that. So 100% you will get the confidence. So you have exposure of minimum 4 years of exposure. Definitely you can directly jump into the position. The people who are getting more than 60,000, 70,000 salary package, you can get it actually, right? So this exposure definitely is going to change. Definitely you'll get the confidence. So so many of them, they're asking about the cutover activity, right? So like not only one questions, I'm telling all the kind of questions you can able to answer here. So definitely you will be an experienced consultant, your profile will speak, you are a 4 years of experience consultant. So definitely you will get, multiple people, they will call you, sir, we have this opening. So definitely 3 to 4 years experience people, there are huge opportunities in our, especially in India, I can say. So definitely you'll get the good opportunity. So only thing is you should swim, you should, I'm going to teach you how to swim. So definitely this will, definitely you can, everyone can able to get the confidence to swim. And definitely everyone can demand, yes, I have this much salary package, I'm getting this much salary, I have a 4 years of experience, I'm expecting this much package. So 1 2 3 interview, you'll get a very good confidence and the exposure. Definitely as a practically, if you do this project, I can say 100% you will get the exposure. Okay, so I finished my demo here. So I think I explained about the project, how the construction based company, it works, how the process is, what all the process, what all the division, what all the company code plan, everything I have explained. It's a, raw level I explained, right? So hope you guys understood about the project, what kind of project we are going to execute, what exposure you are going to get it. And second thing, how that activate methodology is going to helpful to make sure your deliverables. So that is not a theoretical, whatever I'm just showing here, this is not a theoretical, this is your roles and responsibility. Each and every deliverable, more important is, these are all the interview questions also. As a consultant, everyone should know, if you are implemented any either ECC or S4 HANA, so these are all the deliverable, more important for you guys. So now I'll come to your questions now. Maybe Shrikant, if you don't mind, could you share their questions?
Yes.
Yeah, you can share the screen now. Or otherwise, okay. So I think we have limited persons actually here. We'll ask the interview questions now. So whoever have any other questions, please ask me now.
Sir, will you guide a support project also?
So support project, yeah. So definitely, so
Means
once you've done this,
means how to do all these things, like how to raise the ticket out, how to do all these things.
yeah. So we are going to assist you. Yes, how the support project works and what are the tickets, and we are 300 plus interview questions with the support tickets. We are going to explain you during the same project. Okay. Apart from this implementation project, you are going to get the exposure of support project also. Okay, so definitely you cannot, yeah, you cannot update only for implementation project in your CV. So definitely we'll assist you, will help you for those kind of support tickets and all. It will helpful to update your CV with support project also.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so anybody else have any queries? See, this implementation project I explained you, right? Start with the scope document,
Yes.
then BPML, then configuration. Without configuration, how the testing, how to do the cutover activity, how the roles and authorization, how to, so all, everything will be there, right? So configuration is part of your implementation project. Yes.
Okay.
Project, what is the roles and responsibility, right? And how to crack that, how then we are going to assist you the 3 levels of technical round interview also, right? So how to build your CV, how to crack the technical round interview, and we are also conducting 3 levels of technical round interview also. And along with that, if everything, so 100% once you posted your CV or through your LinkedIn or even any kind of job portal, so 100% you will get a call, and same time you will get a confidence how to clear the technical round interview. So definitely so 4 years experience, what all the scenario they have implemented, so all the business knowledge you will be getting. So definitely this will be change your career and get into SAP world. Okay, so thank you so much guys for joining the session, and whatever if you need any other details, so I think Shrikant, so he will